So, I think this is going to be a good one. And I know that this is late to the party. I'm just getting back into doing the videos though, so I need to get mine out for it. Because it deserves it. Because it is a phenomenal atomizer. And because the price point, a vape that you couldn't get for $500 a year ago, now you can get for, you know, 50 bucks plus your mod. So what we're going to talk about today is the Kanger Subtank. I happen to have a mini. I also have a just the standard one, but you know, like the form factor. So here we go. So let's start out with a vape. Not a regulated device. I'm using this on a white tugboat that I picked up earlier today. Really like this little mechanical here. Most of the time I've been using it on a Cloud Pour, or I've got a Vapor Shark. I've been using it on it a lot lately. But I realized, man, you don't have to have a regulated device to use this. This thing works great just on a battery. I'm not going to go into the rebuildable part of this. I'll do a tutorial for it later. The main reason is that I don't really care for the rebuildable part. I did rebuild it once, and the draw got a lot tighter. And for me, the openness of the wide open draw is one thing that I love the most about it. I gotta say, like a year and a half ago, unless you were an extremely proficient coil builder, only with a dripper, could you get close to this level of vapor production, flavor, throat hit. And this is a drop-in coil. Now, I don't know if I told you guys, but the reason I wanted to get back into reviewing a little bit is because, you know, a year and a half ago, things had gotten really boring. Same stuff every, you know, just a new box, new package. And so a lot of things got boring. And when I got to going and visiting my local vape shops, and I found all this regulated stuff and the new, you know, advances in drop-ins and, you know, kind of all that stuff, for me, that's exciting. I know you guys are probably very familiar with this. I've been using this now for 2 weeks as my primary device, or my primary atomizer. Juggling with some other stuff that I'm going to review. And I'm going to be honest, like, I've yet to, you know, I guess up until now, I've yet to find anything, again, before now, that was anywhere close to this good. Unless she was a dripper, and I'm not particularly a dripper, but I'm becoming one after some of the things I've gotten here recently. So, let's have another vape. Amazing vape for, I think I paid $54 for this at one of my local vape shops. So I guess let's do just a hair of up close, and we'll show you just a little bit about it. So, one thing I really like about it is it's got 3 different air configurations. First, you start out with what appears to be about a 1.5 millimeter air hole. On the tighter draw, you get a warmer vape. You do get better flavor, but you don't get the vapor production that you get out of a more wide open. It's more of a configuration for, I guess, somebody who's just coming off cigarettes, who's still used to that resistance, not necessarily chasing the cloud. And And it's a really nice draw if you need that resistance in there. Now, if you take the ring and you twist it, you move over to a dual hole configuration. So there, I think they're 1.5 millimeter. There you have two about 1.5 millimeter air holes. It's twice the air that you get out of the other one. Still really nice resistance. Still a warmer vape, and you know, definitely a pretty good setup. Now, I actually always go to this setup right after I change the coil, because it gives me enough resistance that a couple of hard pulls, it primes the coil real well. And then we move to my favorite. I like this hole. This is just a wide open slit. I would say something equivalent to maybe 4 or 5 1 millimeter air holes, just in one slot. Now, usually I run it wide open because I like the cloud. I like it to be a little cooler. I still get really good flavor out of that air hole, and it works really nice. But one little thing I like to do every once in a while is if I don't want to go to another setting, but I do want to kind of warm the vape up a little bit. Get this on camera. Once you get it out of that notch, then you can kind of adjust it to just whatever the perfect size for you is. So if I wanted to tighten it up, instead of, because it does get a little tight, instead of trying to break the click, because it seats really well when it drops into a setting. If I need to adjust the vape, I'll kind of break that little seat that it's sitting in, and then I'll slide and adjust it to suit, kind of whatever I'm wanting to do. Again, whether it be primer it or, things of that nature. Now, generally, my only complaint about this is it's a really big tank, but because of the size of the drop-in, which you can see that coil down there, because of the size of the drop-in, there's about, I would say easily 2 milliliters of juice capacity that the tank could hold if there was another way to fill it other than take the glass off, turn it upside down, and fill it up to the line, or basically just below that little bar that you see coming down from the mouthpiece. I've seen kind of a trick with the Atlantis where you could screw the coil on and then fill the tank completely up. I really don't see a reason why Kanger couldn't do that with this, and it would increase the capacity 30–40% on juice. So for me, that's my main complaint about this as on the drop-in side of it. Now there are currently some colored O-rings that have now been released for it. So now that I got the tugboat, which I love this thing so much, I'm gonna get some white O-rings for it. But it's all stainless steel, really sturdy, and this glass tube slides over these metal ridges. These metal ridges are actually kind of part of this top ring here. That's all one piece that in these metal sides, so the glass tank slides down. Whenever I change juices, I'll just slide the glass off. I'll clean the glass. I'll clean the whole deal there, and then I'll pull the coil until there's no juice left in it. And then juice changing is pretty easy. It takes 5 minutes at the most to completely disassemble, clean it, empty and dry the coil out, and be off vaping again. These coils, they're very reasonable. I've seen them online as low as $250. Our local vape shops, they sell them for about $5. And a half ohm coil that you could drop in. It's got cotton in it. And I think I looked at it. It looked like what appeared to be something along the lines of about a 5 wrap of maybe 24 gauge wire. That's purely a guess just from looking at the coil, and that is on cotton. Comes with a really big mouthpiece. I kind of don't love that. I changed the mouthpiece to my Mark Bugs drip tip, which is just my favorite one, always has been. But the drip tip is just really nice and open, and it allows for really good vapor production. I think that they could have made this piece a little easier. Again, it sometimes gets a little hard because once it seats into a notch, it's there. I think this could be a little more easy to maneuver. But other than that, that's kind of my main complaint. So We'll back up, have a vape, and chat a little. Back up, have a vape, chat a little more. Great stuff. Still vaping Benny's Brew, art type blends, super good juice, kind of a graham, kind of a sugar cookie, cinnamony type goodness. It's really good. So now I said I wasn't gonna. I don't know if I said it earlier or not. I'm not gonna talk about the rebuildable part in this video, because I don't think it's a needed thing. If I was to build a coil on that, I'd want to do something under a half an ohm. If I was trying to chase a bigger cloud, I would want to go lower than what this coil is able to do. Well, the rebuildable part, again, it restricts the airflow quite a bit. It's a substantially tighter draw, even with the wide open setting, because of the hole up in the center. And with that restriction, it seems counterintuitive to build a coil lower than the drop-ins that are pretty cheap, and I get a couple of weeks out of one. Counterintuitive to build a lower resistance coil and then reduce your airflow. So that's my biggest complaint about the entire thing is the rebuildable, and I don't see myself at all having a reason, a need, or want, a desire at all to build it. But I will do a video and tutorial on how to build it. So the Kanger Subtank, man, I love it. I really love it. I'm so shocked to see something at this price point, at this quality of vape, this quality of manufacturing for, you know, in the $50 price range. Again, I've seen them as low as $35 in some sites. It's just a good one, so. Hats off to Kanger for building one hell of a device. Now they make it in a larger one. The mini is 22 millimeters. The standard Subtank is actually about 24 millimeters, and it actually comes with a kind of a beauty ring to take a 22 millimeter device up to that 24 millimeters. And then the Nano does not have the rebuildable. It still works with the drop-ins, so you'd have the the same vape out of a Nano, a mini, or a standard using the drop-ins. But with the standard and the mini, you do have the rebuildable part. You do lose that on the Nano. The Nano's pretty tiny. It would be a, let's see what a Nano go. I think probably a 20 millimeter device. But again, you lose the rebuildable. But, you know, I don't have any 20 millimeter devices, so I don't know what I would use it on. Maybe like a, I remember like the Mark Bugs Evolve. It would probably look really nice on that similar diameter. So the Kanger Subtank, that's what I got. It's a super device. Fantastic. Blows my mind. 50 bucks gets you something like this, to where I remember, like I said, $400 or $500 you still couldn't get close to this just a year ago. So that's it. I was going to also do the Atlantis, but my Atlantis shorted out. The bottom of it burned out. And I'm going to have to go get it replaced. Hopefully I can get it replaced tomorrow so that I can get the video out. I will be taking a little bit of a break here because I got a contract to put a website for one of our local shops. And so I'm not going anywhere, not running off. If you don't see a video for a few days, that's it. Be maximum 10 days. So that's it. It's JC West. Like the video if you did. Dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment. Share it around on the forums. And, remember, I vape, I vote. See you again next time.